gentlemen, seniors and youth, it's the new Taipei Kings on the road against the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers. Today on the English broadcast, we welcome a first-timer, Paul Liao.
Hello, my name is Paul Liao, and I'm here being the color commentator today. I'm excited to be here and hope to see a good game between the Kings and the Kaohsiung Steelers.
So, Paul, you're from the Kaohsiung area, and fortunate to have you. By the end of the week, we'll be halfway through the P.LEAGUE Season 3, and if it all goes to plan, we'll see the highest profile free agent in Jeremy Lin make his debut tomorrow. But first, the Kings are in a battle for first place with the Taoyuan Pilots there on screen, and the Steelers are 6.5 games back of the current fourth place team in the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers. That being said, half a season, nothing is out of the impossible right now. On the Mandarin broadcast today, it's Xiaohu Hu Junxi and Eddie Zhang Yaozong on the right. 球迷朋友们，你找到了官方的英文转播，要看小胡跟张耀宗的中文讲评，当然按到官方的中文连结。This weekend is the kind of the biggest sponsored weekend for the Steelers. It's Lan South 1-7 一起来吧, which is quite a mouthful, but basically it's saved for a huge occasion, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it is, surely. It's going to be an exciting weekend, and as we can see in the Fengshan Stadium, there's a lot of fans in the crowd, more than usual. And we're excited to see what the Steelers are to bring, and obviously we're excited for Jeremy Lin to come and add some excitement to the atmosphere in Kaohsiung.
Now, due to his self-health management, his earliest debut will be tomorrow, which is to be expected, but of course, part of the 1-7 Live title sponsorship with the team, they happen to be doing it on a huge weekend, featuring their Southside jerseys, trying to represent what Kenny Gao, second-year GM, is trying to introduce to the team, bringing basketball down to the southern part of Taiwan. Soon enough, we'll be bringing you the player interview of Captain Liu Zhenlu, who's playing a lot better recently there on screen. In the red rectangle down low is 16 points in the last 2 games and hitting his three-point shots at 47%. Seems to be finding a little bit of confidence that he lacked in the first half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Captain Liu, he is a veteran. But recently, he has slowly found his way into the game and knocking down those three-point shots. And we hope to see that to continue to happen, especially in this game.
Not in the starting lineup, he'll come off the bench. As is customary for the last 10 games so far of the season, he's only started the 4 games to start. Certainly a big drop-off from being the All-Plus-League first-teamer last year. But yeah, indeed, his improved performance is something that they'll need from a scoring perspective. And with other teams, they bring high-powered scorers off the bench. So if it all goes to plan, they'll actually make the Steelers quite competitive in their secondary rotations. And we'll bring you soon enough his pregame interview.
因为像赛季为什么要主客场，在主场打球总是会特别的开心跟兴奋嘛，尤其会在有自己帮忙自己主场的球迷们面前，然后帮你加油啊，帮你呐喊，那本来打起来的感觉就会特别好。那当然这也是确实，就像怎么讲，我们必须要改进这个缺点啦，因为比赛不会是只有主场打比赛嘛，更何况我们即便在主场，我们胜率好像也没有特别高。对，所以我觉得这还是我们现在必须要首要去就是进步跟改进的一个地方。其实就是像来他可能比较不熟悉，就跟他聊天嘛，然后跟他就是稍微关心他，来了之后有没有什么需要的状况啊等等的。那你说球场上，我觉得因为毕竟他也是一个非常有经验的球员，那在球技这方面，我觉得大家是可以去互相的去就是怎么讲，去互相的去帮忙，然后互相的去带领学弟，然后告诉他们有更好的处理球的方式，然后教导给他们更多的经验。我觉得在这几次的练球起来，在球队的一些化学效应是非常正向的加分。
Liu Zhenlu expressing his and the team's excitement to play in front of the home fans, and one thing that he mentioned is they'll hopefully play with a little bit more effort, which is critical on the defensive side. And as for, of course, number 7 joining the team, he said there's been plenty of communication, not just from Jerry Lin's suggestions to the team, but also how the team can help him get better situated. But with his experience and his willingness to help. He did say in his open press conference, his introductory press conference, that the team culture is definitely something that they want to be addressing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you are the home team, you want your crowds and your fans to come and show up to the teams and bring the energy. And in some ways, the players will play better and play harder. And that is what Captain Liu is addressing in his first interview beginning of game.
And of course, whatever it is to make it easier on any player, from the last guy on the roster to someone as high of a stardom as said number 7. But we'll have to put that off to later. Last year's MVP and Amigo Yang Jiming was the King interview.
球队的状态跟战绩来说，其实苏伟占非常重要的一个角色。对，然后今年他的加入，其实也帮我跟凯燕分担了非常多的工作跟压力。对，不管是在持球、得分，或者甚至在破坏上，那其实他这些工作其实他都做到非常的好。当然有这样的传奇球星能够加入到 P.LEAGUE， 然后我觉得对这个联盟或者是整个台湾篮球生态是非常大的一个加分的效果跟正面的效应。对，那当然过去他有非常多的经验资历，包括球场上的技术层面。那我觉得他可以带给我们所有的球员，台湾的球员，可以就是在他身上学习到可能不同的篮球的一些知识，然后可能不一样的对于职业球员的一些认知跟观点。我觉得这些我们台湾球员可以在他身上可以去做一个学习。
Amigo suggesting, and of course accurately pointing out, that Joseph Lin has been really easing the burden on him and fellow starting guard Kyle Lee Kayin, who won't be registered for this game, still dealing with some fatigue in the foot, was the older brother, of course, and Jeremy Lin, saying that he's a legend and it's a great boost to the Plus League and Taiwan basketball overall. And like what a lot of people are saying, especially on the player side, he'll hopefully bring those experiences and skills that will really elevate the players at the pro level and maybe even to the younger generation, which he has been doing in all of his opportunities to come to Taiwan to run camps and be available for some fan and player interactions, which right now the vibes are really good out here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you always want to inspire the next generation, and something he pointed out is that you can always learn something with basketball with anyone that's coming in.
Lin Kunling will be the crew chief for this afternoon's matchup, and the starting 5 for the Kings: Joseph, joined by Chen Jingnan, Byron Mullins, Amigo, and Austin Day. And for the Steelers, going with a small lineup, it's Jerry Chen Yowei along with Wang Luxiang, Gokul Nathan, along with Lin Zhengwei, and of course Femi Olujobi, the only import that's been with him the entire season. That's one area of the game we've not done nearly enough prep as we should, but we get to introduce to you a new import for the Steelers, along, of course, with our very highly anticipated new overseas Chinese player, Hua Yi. Now, it is the 1-7 Live themed weekend, so of course, one of their live streamers out to throw up the ceremonial tip before we get our action underway. One thing that we have been kind of looking out for is if possibly Wang Bozi, or the popular Tank, might get some rotational minutes. As the referees check everything out, we're good to go. Byron Mullins and the Kings in yellow, they win the tip and will start things off on offense. Austin Day lobbing it to Mullins with the easy 2 points.
Wow, off the bat, we see connection between the guard and import. They're setting the tone for the rest of the game over here.
The Steelers are rather small right now, with only Olujobi and Litsue in the front court. Femi will try from 3 short. They're looking Byron Mullins' way again, this time on the post. So Amigo, easy handoff, 3 on the way, it's in. Nothing too complicated for the Kings on offense. Like another touch for Gokul. Bounce around, Litsue trying to take Austin Day on the block. That one's in and out.
Well, off the bat, we're not seeing Steelers really making any offensive moves against the Kings. Taking tough shots.
Little Spain pick and roll, but they throw out of it. Century now getting to the middle, trying to find an opportunity. Getting a foul out of our newcomer, Gokul. That was the first play of the game.
So right now, Steelers are actually hauling up, trying to find some chemistry between each other. And that's good for them to kind of, since there's a new player in, get together on the same page.
Century Nan in for the start, making his 3rd start of the season for a second-year player that they're trying to help mold into the likes of Amigo, of course, as his role model. Dagger sweeper Goku will get into the mid-range, and Joseph Lin commits the foul, trying to chase him from behind.
Yeah, it's fun. Fun finally to see Goku pulling up for a shot, finding opportunities, and we'll see how he does with the free throws.
A high archer drops in perfectly. Goku, need to maybe double check my pronunciation. Nateson. His pro career started in 2018, also out of the Bay Area. Only goes 1 for 2.
Yeah, I think even with new players, you just have to slowly start finding your place in the game and your place with the team and finding confidence in your strengths.
But it's Joseph Lin from the outside. And that is a 8-1 start for the road team.
I mean, Steelers got to know that Joseph Lin is a shooter, and we got to close him out.
Little Lou tries the answer, but that's bounced out. Wanglisha elevated to the starting role as Amigo finds Mullins out to Austin Day. His 3 is on the way, and another make.
My goodness. Wow, the Kings are on fire outside their arc today.
Pick and roll for Olujobi against Wanglisha. Lucky ricochet right back to the Steelers. And Olujobi buries his first bucket. Now there's only 2 timeouts in the first half for FIBA basketball, so Tony's still hanging on to his. Missed close range for number 1, Joe Lin. Olujobi taking a deep one on fire. Mullins.
Wow. Finally, our Steelers start finding some pace in the game.
Couple buckets for number 0. As Austin Day will try, and he's got 2 in a row.
I feel like right now it's a good time to call a timeout for Steelers. We got to stop the momentum. But, man, the Kings are doing a great job with confidence.
Through pass, leads away. He's fouled on his way to the hoop.
Right there, that was some good chemistry. They built something right there.
Like I mentioned, it is a very small lineup for the Steelers, who previously had 8 straight games played by Kratsov, their Ukrainian center. So more free throws coming up for the Steelers. Things away. Himself played a little bit in Japan previously, so he has some experience overseas. Knocks down the first free throw. This is the first true back-to-back for the Steelers. As the free throw goes down. The last time they played a real back-to-back here in Kaohsiung was December 3rd and 4th. They lost to the Braves in the highest scoring game of the season, 125 to 119. And then they turned around to beat the Kings 115 to 95. And that was when the Kings were undefeated. Another bucket for Amigo as they keep pace.
Yeah, Lan just subbed in for Lin Jiwei, and
Joby will try again and another miss. Breaking his 2 straight makes. Amigo trying to back down Jerry Sonyeowei. Firing it out to Joby. He's got to open it in and tips it to the house.
Now that is what we want to see. Steelers, some energy going.
They are the last in the league in terms of causing turnovers. Only 14.6. This time off a rebound, it's Goku who'll bring it up. But they turn over Mistel to Centurinan. Because the Kings, with Joseph Lin missing the 3, without Kyle Lee Kayen, who's dealing with a little bit of a foot pain, and their veteran point guard in Sen kind of had a little bit of a boo-boo in practice, I could say. They'll just be taking the game off. Nothing too serious, but it does leave the Kings with a little bit short on their guard depth. They ricochet it out to Joby, who flips through and lays it in. Having a strong start for Joby. Bringing the Steelers to within 4 points. Byron Mullins will aim it up. No, and Lassoff will runs in for the board. Chance for the Steelers to close the gap even more. Little Lou dribbling left. The shot is up and in.
Wow. Yeah, the Steelers are slowly inching on the Kings right here, despite the incredible shooting.
Not on the same page for the give and go. Jerry from the right corner makes a bad bounce off the top of the backboard. Take the air out of the balloon a little bit. Joseph Lin, one man to beat.
Could not finish. Settles.
All net with that one, and it's a lead for the Steelers. So it's Joseph Lin and Byron Mullins on the pick and roll to the mid-range and right back at it.
And when you have a shooter like Joseph, you have to close out. You can't let him get any easy baskets. And that's something Femi will have to help see and go up and close out on whoever's coming in.
It's also so difficult to guard because Byron Mullins and Joe are such efficient scorers outside and in. Dancing off the rim, it's a miss for the Steelers. Austin Day tries to go back door, and Goku is right there from underneath for the steal. Numbers for the Steelers. Little ping pong passing between the two as Little Lou knocks it down.
Hey, whatever works, Ryan, whatever works.
And kind of an oddity, we haven't had a dead ball yet, so it's under 5 minutes and no timeouts on the floor. But the first game of the week, Centurinan getting to the cup and a tough make. to 20. Only one substitution on the floor, so The starter's getting plenty of run. Olujobi from the left corner, wide open.
All right. Man, he is on it today. We are putting a lot of weight on Demi, and he is up for the challenge today.
Again, trying to go backdoor, touching that, staying tough, and another finish.
We cannot let guard just cut in and get an easy pass and lay up inside.
Right now, the Kings aren't running anything exotic yet on offense. Olujobi feeling the hot hand, another one!
Wow. I think by now, somebody's got to close them out.
Almost with the steal, so it's Byron Mullins will take it to the rack. Yeah, well, it's going to be Steelers with an easy break. It turned into the easiest 2 points of the day for Byron Mullins, who takes an awkward spill there in the middle of the court. Might need to towel that off during the break, but again, we're about 9 minutes into the game with no stoppages yet.
And the coaches are letting it run and letting the players do their thing. Seems like it has been working pretty well.
There's a foul as Joseph Lin was going to the rack, trying to get free throws out of it, but for now, the players will go to the benches for our first time out of the game. Paul, I hope you get a little bit of rest here. That's probably the longest stretch we've ever started the game, but we thank you for watching. Steelers Kings will be back after this. Thank you for joining our broadcast. We have a much healthier crowd, admittedly, than a lot of previous other home games here in Kaohsiung, but there's a new energy in the building, and the home team's certainly reflecting on that, having a early 26-24 lead. The key man for them is number 0, Olujobi, who's got the hot hand right now on offense.
Absolutely. We can see the Steelers are really trying to stay on top of things, trying to cut down turnovers, but still early in the game. Hopefully they can keep that up.
For the Kings, they're bringing in Quincy Davis. And JJ, early catch, early shot, clanked off. The Kings are very good at baseline ATOs. A little stagger steam for Jerry. Over the last off with an 18-footer.
Wow, I love seeing that. Jerry just creates opportunities for his teammates. That's what makes him such a good, valuable point guard for the Steelers.
Lutenlu's in for the Steelers. Little bounce ball and another steal for Gokul. He's kind of in the right place all the time on defense. That's off the right back, little ricochet. Let's say out of bounds off of the Steelers. Olujobi gesturing for a replay, and it looks like Tony Tenzilong, the head coach, will hang on to his for now. Flurry of substitutions for the Steelers. Weber, Jamarcus, I think Lee Tsui is back in there.
And look at this. I love how Jay really sticks to his man, but Davis, who so happened to be open after open space made by Joseph Lin.
Off with their spacing. Captain Liu looking for a ball screen. Ling Ziwei lost the handles on it. Spinning on Day. Stuffed. And it's the Kings on the run. Chen Junan moving to the other side. And the ball bouncing out, but he'll go to the line.
And that's what the Kings do. You know, you take a change of possession and you attack. They're running a really fast-paced game here. And the Steelers, they have to get back. And Jay, unfortunately, wasn't able to stop the man.
Getting the start on the game. Chen Junan misses that free throw. That's one player you never worry about lacking some confidence. Chen Junan out of NTSU of Guotida in Kaohsiung will miss that second one though, and it's a chance for Jamarcus to run.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I think the drums in the crowd makes a big difference, allowing to stop them from shooting free throws. It is truly a distraction of its own kind.
I think it's affecting my rookie over here because it's right behind us. Austin Day with a turnaround. Evening up the score at 28. Ling Ziwei will try the deep two. Right now, without Olajobi, the shooting has gone down for the Steelers. Nice move by Joe, and rattles in the push shot.
Wow. Seems like nothing can stop Josephson right now. He's just cutting in as he wish.
7 first quarter points for number 1. His teammate Zamboway, former teammate I should say, in the Braves.
Oh, Jay falling into the bench. Oh, he has recovered. He is safe and healthy.
Having to attempt to save that air ball.
Yeah, that's a hustle. That's the attitude I love about Jay. He's giving it all he's got.
2-second shot clock, first quarter clock difference as Zamboway will the take foul. They have a couple more. They had one to give, excuse me. Trying to catch up over here. But previously shaking Jamarcus, and with the off foot but right hand. Interesting. Tony's going to bring in Olajobi for this last defensive possession. He's going to be guarding Austin Day. And they call a inbounds violation on second-year Chen Junan, who has confidence with the shot, but smart defense there by the Steelers will cause the turnover. Trying to eke out every advantage. Little Lou's back in there, number 8.
They have 10 seconds here. We'll see what the Steelers can make out of this last possession. I think the main thing is to not turn the ball over, right? Making this possession count and do what you can.
Little bit of an issue with the clock, so the referees are communicating with the scorer's table. Admittedly, that has been a little bit of an issue here in Kaohsiung Fongshan Stadium.
I'm actually really impressed with the scoreboard because with the time you can't just type in the time, you have to start and stop it. You have to start and stop it at the right time that the refs are happy with.
This is the 5th game of 7 of the Kings road trip. And they previously only 2-2, which record-wise is obviously not keeping pace with the top team in the league. They had their first loss to the Lioneers and Braves, so admittedly in that sense, about almost halfway to the season, that's not bad, but they're also on track to not lose 2 in a row. One of the stated goals by head coach Ryan Marchand. Finally, the inbound is in. Olajobi screen. Jamarcus steps through, takes the contact. 1 second left. Quincy Davis gets it off, and it will miss the mark. And they'll have to chase that basketball down. But the first quarter is in the books now. It's game 59 here in the Plus League 3rd season. We'll be back after these messages. inside of Kaohsiung Fengshan Stadium, where the new Taipei Kings are on the road against the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers on, of course, the Steelers special theme weekend. Let me get this right this time. Ran South, 一起来吧. So there's kind of two puns in there, with South being Ran Shao, and then Ichi is the name of their title sponsor. So Ichi as together. Did you get all that, Paul? It's really complicated to be a broadcaster in the Plus League. All these puns and all these idioms.
Especially with the Mandarin Chinese language, there's a lot of puns to be made with the tones. So many opportunities for some playful puns.
Looks like we have another reset with a scorer board here in the arena as the Kaohsiung Steelers cheerleaders, the Athena, take their spot in the second quarter. Interesting, I think Byron Mullins also had a change to his attire. So he had sleeves and now he doesn't have sleeves, among other things we'll be checking out. And so it looks like enough of a stoppage that the players will head to their benches to get some instruction, as the scorers table needs to sort out their situations. Well, with this time we can review so far the head-to-head matchup. In the third season, the Kings have a 2-1 advantage on the season series. The first matchup, like we said, is the Steelers' first victory of the season, breaking a 6-game losing streak. It was a combination of Terrence Jones and Femi Olujobi, who we see playing in this game. They combined for 60 points. And alongside starters Weber, Sean, and Jerry had double digits in that game. But the next two, Kings turned up the defense, holding the Steelers to only 37% shooting from the field and less than 90 points. But that's kind of been the story, though, of the season, is what kind of defenses and what kind of defensive effort the teams can get out there.
Yeah, and I mean, since their matchup, Steelers have been a totally different team with a lot of roster change. What we're hoping, in this second half of the season, with new additions and coaching staff, hoping to make some difference. And Kings, they are finding their way in the offensive, the front court, finding different ways to attack the basket. Obviously, they have shooters like Joseph Lin and solid veteran like Amigo, who tends to cut down on the turnovers.
No, but like you said, consistency is a big thing because, for example, Byron Mullins is with the Kings for a second season, so his familiarity with his local teammates and with Coach Ryan Marchand is also building on a second year, whereas the Steelers have had a ton of turnover and they're looking for stability. Tony is technically their third head coach of just this second season. Yeah. And we introduced Goku. He's the 8th import for the Steelers, and him with Olujobi becomes the 8th combination of import duos for the Steelers.
Wow, that's got to be a P.LEAGUE record so far, having so many different imports. We're just hoping that this lineup, this roster, can make some magic out of this lineup.
We have the time. We get to show off some more Olujobi highlights. So far, he is 6 for 9 from the field for 15 points. He leads the game in scoring, but on the Kings side, Austin Day, who's had a great defensive impact in his time with the Plus League, actually getting to a hot shooting start with 8 points in the first quarter. All right, the broadcast has made it to the end of that stoppage, and so the start of the second quarter. Jerry, Goku, and Olujobi, Lansafu and Little Lou for the Steelers. Putting it up right in time.
Wow, that is rare to see. It's hard to attack a basket when Mullins is underneath basket. But hey, Steelers find a way to get line in open space side.
It's kind of an undersized big, trying to check Quincy Davis right now. Passes out of the double team. Easy backdoor. Ling Jingbang will miss the close one.
I feel like he might have touched that, but it's good defensive effort.
Ling Jingbang and will lay it in with the right hand. So taking it inside, number 3.
Goku is a fast one.
There's a foul on the other side, though. Second-year Ling Zixuan taking second-year Wang Luxiang to the basket. But previously, Ling Jingbang supposed to be a defensive specialist and former Puyuan teammate with Q. Not enough to stop the newest import here in the Plus League. But on the other side, Wang Luxiang, they say, did not play clean defense. So backup point guard Sushi Zixuan is in there. He misses his first free throw. He's only played 1 game this season for only 7 minutes because he had his military service obligations during the offseason into the beginning of the year. But Coach Marchand had high praise for him when we talked to him pregame. Floppy action for the Steelers. JJ Bought a hand on it.
Yeah, as you can see, the Kings are putting a lot of pressure on the Steelers to trying to force, perimeter shots. Wow, Steelers are finding their way.
That's Olujobi with it between the legs to pull up. Ling Jingbang down to Q, who maneuver his way to an easy layup.
It definitely seems like Kings are the more well-developed team. They know where each of their players are going. From there we see them driving and giving right to Davis for an easy basket.
Running low on time, Little Lou just gets it inbound. There's Olujobi and Jerry working together now. Driving past Q, then to Little Lou, and they turn it over out of bounds. Not quite on the same. There's an opening as we're learning that Goku's got a number of counters on those pin downs or those ball screens. Guarding JJ as the Kings on a horn's head, and as Sushi knocks down the deep one. Jerry to Olujobi from center field, got it.
Man, if Steelers can build on that, he is having a hot day today. If we can build on his strength, Steelers will not have a problem holding on with the Kings.
Byron Mullins will get the bucket and go to the line. So it is a foul on Olujobi, his first personal, but another look. Well, previously, defenses can play drop coverages on a lot of opponents' bigs here in the Plus League, but not this afternoon on Olujobi. Byron Mullins will get 3 now. 21 points per game and lead the league in rebounding at 15.7 per game. They announced Captain Liu has returned to the floor.
And something we talked with Captain Liu with his pre-game interview is that he is slowly gaining confidence mentally and physically.
Olujobi down to Lansaufu, who gets another close look. So kind of the ball bouncing the Steelers' way as Q actually had the block. Just off his spot though, and they say out of bounds.
Yeah, and from the beginning, we can see Goku being comfortable driving in. He is a quick ball handler, and right now, Steelers are doing their best to attack the basket with Goku handling the ball. He is not shy, dribbling in to the paint.
Getting it back from Jerry, but overshoots the deep one.
It seems like he is enjoying the game. He is enjoying the atmosphere in Kaohsiung. He is settling just fine.
He's only actually been physically in Taiwan a little bit more than a week, so not had that much time to practice as the Steelers try a zone defense. Oh, Jovi jumping in there. They're trying to convince the referees for a push. Looks like it'll stay with the Kings on this side.
I wonder if Goku has tried out some of the new foods in Taiwan yet. He's only been here a week. It's a lot for him to discover.
Over to Byron Mullins, driving past one and getting to the rack. Quincy Davis can't get the follow-up. And now Numbers, as they stop the action with a technical foul. Going to be on Coach Marchand, trying to advocate for Quincy Davis and Byron Mullins in there.
I mean, Kings were really aggressive. I mean, they have 7-footers in there under the basket, but no foul call.
Tied at 39, it'll still be Steelers ball after this free throw, as they had it basically on the fast break.
I like it when the Steelers are shooting the free throws. I don't hear any drumming noises.
Just because of that reason, right? Not because of which team.
Absolutely.
4 minutes into the second quarter, Jerry with the spinning push shot there. Of course, with the Steelers being undersized, you imagine that the Kings will continue to go at it.
Wow!
They call it jump ball as Lansalfu and Q in the fray there.
Man, he just absolutely reached over him. But Lan did his best to box him out. Look at the size differential. Oh, wow. Look at the way man, they are playing some tough basketball here.
Quincy Davis listed at 203, Lansalfu at 195, but certainly the wingspan will make that even more dramatic.
Little face massage there from Q.
JJ gets an open look, and he drains the three.
And I think that play started with Q actually making space for the guard, putting himself in place to open up space.
Oh, Joby over the wall of the Kings defense. And they're sticking with a 2-3 zone. Trying to look inside, a high-low. Mullins over to JJ in the corner. Not with the answer.
Even with that miss, we see the Kings are setting it up, knowing what the Steelers' defense is, and overloading on one side.
This time a belated foul call as Wang Luxiang is still doubled over and only now recovers. Certainly understandably tough to take for the Kings, as it looks like Sushi was really the perpetrator on that play.
There might have been a little poke in the eye in that reach, but it was unintentional. He was going for the ball.
Well, the awkward thing now for the Kings. Then they're trying to get the foul on the right player.
Yeah, you would hate for your guards and your valuable players to miss out on fourth quarter because of foul.
So, not a rarity, but they change the foul as Olujobi gets a lightning quick look.
Oh, wow.
And just as fast, we have a timeout on the floor called by the Kings. And honestly, kind of an odd kind of rhythm play, but it works in the Steelers' favor. They jump out to a 45-42 lead. We have another break in the action. We'll be right back after this. This week, Liam Omasama covered the Jeremy Lin introductory press conference. Subscribe to the Plus League YouTube channel for other and much more inside looks at the happenings around the Plus League. We see the Steelers catching the Kings a little bit off kilter, and Olujobi with the three. I'm not quite sure that they practiced that, but in any case, it's 26 points for number 0.
I'm not even sure he was warming up those threes, but I mean, in game, it is what he does. He is making us threes, and we're hoping to see what Kings have planned to prevent him from making more.
The Kings countering with a lot more experience out there. Joseph Lin, Lin Jingfang, JJ, and their 2 imports. The big cross screen doesn't open anything up, so it's Mullins and Joseph on the side. Pulls up 3 and a splash from number 1.
Let's say defensively, Steelers with their man-to-man matchup has been effective in that play, but even with a few seconds left, you can't give up, especially Joseph Lin.
Anthony Liu misses the close one. Leads it ways. Mid-range shot is in. Kind of getting the vibes of that first time they match up with the high-scoring offenses. Mullins hooks a pass out. JJ brings it to his mid-range for a miss. Olujobi with the heat check going up.
Yeah, I mean, it never hurts to try sometimes. So he is the one that Steelers want to release the ball. Oh.
Olujobi took a hit to the face as he was committing the foul on Byron Mullins. Still quite a bit in pain. He might have took a shot to the nose. Not that these two have anything unanimous between them, but
exactly.
Kind of unfortunately, Olujobi had his longest stint out of the game.
It is part of basketball sometimes.
When he shot and got hit or landed on Byron Mullins in a matchup which seems so long ago, but you see the elbow to the face. Might have taken it on the teeth as well. Looks like they're gonna be subbing him out as the stoppage kind of deemed it necessary.
he thinks he is fine. He said he gave a thumbs up, and maybe there won't be a substitution. And Mullins and Femi just stabbed it up. I think there's no bad blood between them.
Now it's Mullins trying the tough turnaround shot on Olujobi as Austin Day fouled on the rebound. Oh, excuse me, it's going to be on JJ who came in. Well, 5.5 to go. Now both teams with 3 team fouls. Gary guarded by Joseph Lin. Interesting pass to Captain Liu. He knocks it down.
Captain Liu! And that is what we're talking about pre-game, is that we got to get Captain Liu's confidence up with a 3-pointer.
And it's Joseph Lin who's got the and one. He's going to get a warning for bouncing the basketball off the backstop.
And a few words online. Aggressive.
Just a warning as we get another look at Captain Liu. The pass, he caught it in the inside the 3-point arc and then popped out as you get another look at how pumped up Joseph Lin was after that bucket.
That was a tough one. I got to give it to him.
10 points and make it 11.
And the drums didn't stop his and one finish.
You certainly understand the emotions in the game, but players also have to keep their professionalism. Olujobi getting the screen from Lat on the sidestep 3. Ball bouncing to Jerry's way, so they have numbers as Myron Mullins recovers.
Yeah, even on that play, we see Mullins being more aggressive defensively against Femi.
A whistle and the bucket, a and one opportunity for the Steelers coming up. As one thing that we saw from Jerry's last game, as he had 4 turnovers in the 4th quarter against the Lioneers, he wasn't even looking to shoot himself. And even as the point guard, you got to be a threat out there as he makes that teardrop.
That's right. You know, as a point guard, you are trying to make a play for your team. But when the opportunity arises and you get an open drive, you shoot for it.
But a missed free throw. Interesting, when I studied that last game, 7 of those 8 turnovers the Steelers committed in the 4th quarter were passes to Kratzov. So as productive as he is scoring, maybe the team figured they don't want to make the same mistakes. He found left open from center field. He switches to the 3. Not a known threat shooting wall, but certainly a huge boost if he could get a couple every game. Nassauvel picks up the dribble as Goku will pick up his own dribble.
5 seconds left.
Away with a sky-high teardrop.
Oh, we know Mullins was gonna block that. That arc was up there. Different atmosphere.
But it's Joseph Lin quickly with a counter, and wow, we like the pace of this game. It's the Steelers who call a timeout.
A lot of back and forth, and this has been a really exciting and entertaining game with a pretty high percentage shooting from both teams.
Now, like we said, the Kings might not have that much point guard depth in there right now, but right now they kind of look to Joseph Lin every time they need an answer to start something, whether he's trying to score or if they want to have him create an opening for his bigs. He does lead the teams and lead the league at plus 10.3 in the plus minus per game this season, and they're our graphics department helping me out. He's tops in the leagues at 161 plus minus, and a whole host of other stats, including 44 ISO points, 40 points in fast break, 47 points out of pick and rolls, and 50% shooting the 3-ball from the corner. Not a strength of his necessarily, or not a shot he'll get often, but he's taking advantage of them. So really still the player we honestly know better than his older brother, who's expecting his debut for tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he is an effective player, whether we like it or not. And especially in today's game, he has been a threat to the Kaohsiung Steelers. There has been a lot of perimeter shots being pulled up in this game, and I think both coaches have to adjust accordingly to the offensive sets each team are attacking with. And there we do see resemblance between his older brother and himself, the Lin family.
Needing a little bit of help. Captain Liu comes back. Looks like the Kings are going to up the pressure out there. They have their defense way out wide. Joseph Lin picks the pocket, but Jerry gets it back into the hands of Austin Day. It's numbers for the Kings. The one bounces around us.
Oh, I thought you would grab that ball, Ryan.
I'm not that lengthy.
I know you're a baller.
Look, the missed opportunity from the Kings as they tried the no-look pass.
Oh.
Try to go through two teammates, to be fair.
Yes,
so
I think Amigo could have caught that too and gone up for a layup himself. As Steelers is only up by 1 point, I think it's smart for them to make smart plays every possession they have instead of just throwing the ball up or causing turnovers. But they gotta be effective and efficient with their plays.
Yeah, 2 whistles on that foul by Austin Day.
And Fami he kept the dribble there. Even if it wasn't a foul, I think he could have made something happen.
And now a chance at the free throw line. The halftime scoring record, as provided by our colleagues at the Plus League, is 31 points. And Olujobi missed the free throw, but another one coming up. He has 26. There's a make to split that trip. The Steelers with a 2-point lead. Back door, they cover that one up. Their switches going around, out of bounds. Will be Kings basketball.
I mean, that was a great move by Joseph. Obviously, he was aggressive driving in, but it seemed like Steelers was able to put pressure, deflect it off.
Now Amigo with a deep shot on Captain Liu. Tomorrow we'll bring up some history of sports around the world and in Taiwan. And of course, those two gentlemen playing a long time here.
Oh,
that one partially blocked, and a chance for the Steelers to run again. 3-on-2. Amigo dodges one, gets another one up as the foul down low, and a little bit of action going on. The referees jump in quickly. The initial foul was called on Captain Liu. We're gonna try to get cooler head to prevail as we had a little bit of extra stuff after the foul was called. I think the referees would be justified in giving another look to that one. Captain Liu comes down to bump. There's 2 players shoving down there, and they're kind of just hugging each other down. Not too much going on, but it's all this other stuff afterwards that you see.
I think that was a good hustle play by Captain Liu, and obviously Day was a little off balance and he kind of grabbed onto him, but the foul is called on Captain Liu.
It's all this other stuff that kind of interesting there.
Captain Liu was like, I didn't do anything. I was just trying to muscle you in.
Well, the sneaker play is not a typical thing.
Wow.
I mean, like we say, the smaller Steelers lineup will kind of force them into situations, and I think the argument Captain Liu can make is Day reached over, but all this extra stuff is certainly what the Kings want the referees to clear up as well.
Yeah, what I really appreciate there is look at that. Look at Goku coming up. You know, that's not his man, but he sprinted, he hustled up there and closed out, and which made it a tough shot for Amigo. And it seems like he's bringing a type of energy we need and for the Steelers.
Well, Amigo only 2 for 5 on the game. He's not had that many looks. And with that previous time in the fast break with the missed pass and now the miss from 3-point range, the openings are there. As we continue to look at the extra stuff, it's certainly feasible that there might be a technical called. Of course, by the FIBA rulebook, any contact made could be elevated to an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it seems like Captain Liu didn't think he did anything, right? He was telling the ref, look, I'm not, he grabbed me down, right?
Of course, the feet getting tangled up is kind of where the, hopefully, comedy ensues. Obviously, you don't want the players to be causing any physical altercations. As the number 6 and a crew chief emerge from the behind. And right now they just call it a common foul, so it looks like the both players will be getting off with a verbal warning for all the other stuff that happened.
Oh, with that kick. I think it is the leg entanglement. I don't think that was necessary by, needed by Captain Liu.
So another long stoppage in the game. It's kind of a testament to how strong they've played offensively and how efficient they've been scoring with how much time that they've had to kind of stand around in this game. But it's just going to be Dave free throws for now. Austin Day makes the first one on the season. He hit 14 of 15 free throws coming into this game, so indicative of him being an efficient shooter. Just need to see it during live action.
Unfazed by the drums in the stadium.
So now I know what to bring to your next pickup game. Jamarcus bringing the ball down the court. The Goku extra step and the reverse.
Like I said, he is not afraid to drive in and attack the paint. He is a quick one.
Backdoor to Joseph, but Marcus rotates over. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Amigo rifles it to Day from the corner. No. Oh. There's a foul. Ling Jingbang bumped Jamarcus.
With a slight contact, but Jay is ready to run. Whenever he gets a rebound, he is ready to attack.
That's when he's at his best in transition. Get another look at Goku. I say extra step. It just feels like as long as those strides can get, creates so much separation. In the Plus League website, he's listed at 196, which is about 6'5".
Yeah, and with a height like that, you got a big stride. And you know, whether it's at 2 steps or 3, it's he made a long way into the basket. Jay could not make the free throw.
Joe driving, kicking to Steve. Trinidad brings it in. And that one's off the mark. Byron Mullins fakes the pass and buries the 3. So Byron Mullins, we've not said his name very much. It'd be a dangerous thing for the Steelers if he gets going. We got a minute left in the first half. Baking, but good defense by Joe. As Captain Lou takes an off-balance shot.
Sneaky behind the back.
Mullins through to Amico, lays it in for 2. And a timeout by the Steelers. They want to finish strong, but kind of getting a feeling the air is kind of let out of the balloon right now on the defensive end.
Absolutely, and the Kings are finding so many opportunities, even hustling and getting offensive rebounds and making it count. Transitioning, into. It seems like the momentum is transferring for the Kings.
Olujobi still leads the scoring on the field. Now the Kings have 3 players in double digits. One thing about the Steelers is they are a lot more competitive at home. There you see on the left column, they score 100 points per game, give up 104. But on the road, they're kind of on the wrong side. Statistically, same like the Lioneers, giving up 87 points per game, or giving up 103 points per game and only scoring 87. And both of their wins on the season have come here in Kaohsiung, whereas the Lioneers are a much better home team themselves, but also have able to take down some of those close victories, where the Steelers, you're kind of just feeling just a little bit off with some of their close losses here. There you see number 6, Zoe Xiang, in plain clothes on the end of the Steelers bench, dealing with a knee injury that's been hard to shake off for him for a season and a half now. Oh, the final 30 seconds left in the half. It's Jerry, the Olujobi, Goku with Centurynet guarding. Steelers running their offense, but they're down to 5 seconds. Centurynet, the Lingzi way from mid-range, in and out. 8 seconds left for the Kings. They're slowing it up.
Yeah, the Kings are really pushing the Steelers out.
But at the end of the first half, with the Kings getting back on top of this one in another high-scoring affair between the two teams, it's Joseph Lin and leading the way back for the road team. We'll be at halftime. Here in the first segment of halftime in Game 59 of the Plus League third season, we are here at the home of the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers as the Mandarin broadcast featuring some of those team flags there on the stand is Xiao Wu and Eddie Zhang Yaozong on the Mandarin broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Paul Liao on his first very English broadcast here in the Plus League. There's the combined team statistics where the Kings, despite being behind for most of the first half, are able to jump up on top. And one thing we keyed in on pregame is the height advantage they'll have. They only have 4 more rebounds. They're in the 4th row down, 23-19. Both teams have been keeping their turnovers under control, but kind of a little bit of a surprise to us is how efficient both teams have been scoring the basketball. Can you comment on, Paul, about how the Steelers are able to get all the open looks?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we know that Femi is on fire today and shooting the lights out under this Fengsan Stadium. Another component is that the Kings are not closing well on Femi because the tendency for him isn't really to shoot three-pointers. But tonight, that is his play, that is his strength today. And every day you come into a game differently. Some days you attack the paint more often. But today, he is really feeling a shot out at the arc.
Now on the other side for the Kings offense, we definitely find that they're not running anything that exotic as they can. And Coach Marchand shared that might be, the factor with not having Kyle Lee Kai-in in there or their other veteran point guard in Venti. But a lot of open cuts to the basket are all it takes for them to score.
Yeah, it seems like Kings are doing just simple offenses. Obviously, without a main point guard, there are, when we talked with him previously before the game, he says he's not going to put a lot of plays and system in place for the point guard to learn. But right now, the Kings, they are comfortable making open shots with the simple sets they're making. And a big thing for that, I'd say, is their Q is allowing, like for example, Joseph to get drive in and making space. And man, Joseph is a fast one. He looks really fast on TV and even faster in person. That's something I've been really amazed with today.
His counterpart Chen will also getting on the action, but we'll bring you the rest of the leading scorers in our next segment coming up after this very next break. A little halftime concert for the selected performer as part of the Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers themed weekend. 蓝少一起来吧. Sure is a little bit of a mouthful and a challenge for the English broadcast, but we bring you the different insights and maybe a little bit more analysis, though kind of a challenge with Xiaohu on the other side. So far, the game between the Kings and the Steelers is 60-58 after the first half of play. Things quickly picked up the pace as notice that the Steelers, going with a smaller lineup, have actually had a lot more energy out there on play, and we're finding that Olujobi, given space, is a very scary scorer, and Gokul, his new teammate, is actually also creating opportunities. But first, it's the Kings lineup of Joseph Lin leading the team with 15 points, Day and Mullins with 10 apiece, Amigo with 7. And like we said, Joseph Lin is always the answer that the Kings need on the offensive end whenever the Steelers are starting to make a run. His individual performance has been crucial for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Joseph just finds way to really penetrate the basket, and not just that, but he's a shooter outside. Whenever Steelers find a momentum in this game, Joseph just gets back with a three-pointer.
And on the Steelers side, it's Olujobi who's leading the game with 27. And his new teammate Gokul with 8. And having a reputation of a shooter, he sure is smart, nifty as well, and crafty, finding opportunities to get to the basket and assist his teammates. Of course, Olujobi right now taking up all the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, he is the factor today for Steelers, a huge component. And I think for second half, the Kings have to find a way to shut him down or put pressure on him. And Mullins is doing his best, but man, Demi is on fire.
We'll see if he can continue in the second half, as we just have about 3 minutes before the start of the second half.
OG.
It's the start of the second half as we show off tomorrow's first game. It's Jeff Wu and Jeremy Lin on the poster as created by designer with the Plus League in Yanci, showing off the matchup between two players who've played in the States, although obviously with different paths. In fact, Jeff Wu was in one of the Jeremy Lin camps here in Taiwan before embarking on his own US trip. And of course, Jeremy, born in California, grew up in California, and college ball, a little bit of NBA. I don't know if you guys know about that stint, but now with his first opportunity to play in Taiwan as a pro, of course, we talk all first half about his brother, who's making the biggest impact as a local for the Kings. Steelers start things off on offense. Ojobi with a through pass, floats it in on the fadeaway.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's stopping. It's a smart ball movement with the Steelers, finding Femi in high post.
Same pick and roll coming. Amigo looking for Mullins, but it's Day on the drive. Loses the handle of it. Numbers go cool around Jolin for 2 points and a 4-0 start for the Steelers.
It's funny, I think Jerry passed it to Goku because he knows Goku is a fast one and can make it a fast break for the Steelers.
Steelers look like they clearly got away with a foul there.
And it looks like Jerry might not have touched Joseph. I think he stopped himself in time.
Stepping through and banking it home.
And look at that, you know, they know that Femi is on fire, so, you know, they switched and less pressure was given on Jerry, and Jerry made an easy floater.
Amigo will fire on the catch and shoot, and it's downed.
Wow, and that is what veterans do. You know, they know how to stop the other team's momentum, and they know when to do what. That's what experience brings.
Zue will try from 17 feet, but that one is out. Zue starting the game, but now 1 for 5 from the field with a lot of open looks. Austin Dave can't take advantage of his. Driving kick, Little Lou with a 3, no. Looks like halftime's kind of cooled everyone shooting down from the outside.
Ooh, a little mismatches now, but
Steve from the corner, and it's short. They call a rebounding foul on Ojobi.
Wow. I thought that was a good box out. But when you have somebody that height, it's always a tough matchup.
I think the referee saw Byron Mullins get up in the air, and that's where that hip thrust. A little bit of a player safety foul there. It is the third foul on Ojobi. Keep an eye out on that as Amigo is backing down Little Lou. Stepping right, but leaving the layup short. Rare close miss for Amigo. Ojobi and Goku working the pick and roll, but it missed.
Wow, I don't even think Femi fully turned around when Goku passed to him.
Byron pull up and bury that deep shot. Taking back the lead from the Steelers. Goku will quickly down in the corner. A couple Steelers can't secure the rebound, and it's quickly a Kings run out. Featuring that negating the foul, and he'll go to the line.
And Kings is a fast transitioning team. And when you transition, you can't be slow to sprint back on defense. You have to get back and stop ball, not to try to attempt a chase down block.
Taking advantage of the height difference, Wang Yuxiang. Goku will check out of the game for Captain Liu. It's not often Plus League imports will be of the off-ball shooter variety, but one notable example might be that comes to mind is Jordan Chapman from our first season with the Pilots. Missed on that second one.
Wow, you know it's never going to be an easy shot in the paint when Mullins is in there.
There he is with a two-handed slam.
And the rim rocks.
Just like that, Chen Zilong is calling a timeout as the Steelers kind of losing that energy on the defensive end. And unlike the first quarter of the game, we have a to be expected stoppage in action. We'll be back after this. .17 is the number for the weekend for the Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers. As on social media, they found all the 17 numbers that they can refer to their first half and their special theme weekend. You can find your own interesting trends in the game, as now the Plus League website has a play-by-play now next to the box scores. A new feature, thanks to our partners at Next Turn and our league colleagues for getting that feature together, is it's Zhang Bolwei checking in for the Steelers. The Kings come out with the same lineup. No substitutions.
Wow, off the bat, they are putting a lot of pressure on Olajobi.
That's off Wu. One bouncing out.
That's what the Kings want to do. They want everyone else except Olajobi to shoot the ball.
Mullins today at the high post. Back to Mullins from way downtown. Yes. So much for the timeout by the Steelers. The Kings get a stop and hit the three. South Wu missed that last one. Will throw out of the corner. Jay will try, and it's going to be a wedgie and a jump ball going the Kings' way.
Not a problem for Day to get that step ball.
That's always nice.
You think you could have gotten that, Ryan?
Definitely no.
And with a little help.
The ladder would be needs to be 4 feet tall. Need a little bit of a boost. Off the target with that three, and it'll bounce harmlessly out of bounds. Well, Jerry is not quite league average, but I could say holding his weight at a 26% three-point shooter, relatively to Plus League standards. Getting the screen from Lan Xiaofu. Getting around Joe Lin, but missing the layup. Quickly the other way, number 1 pushes it up. Joby puts it through.
The answer for Steelers today. Man, when he is open, you gotta find him. You gotta feed him today.
He's got 31 points now on the afternoon. They text on the catch. He's got the size mismatch on Jerry. Easy money.
That is a big mismatch.
And a screen for Jerry. Nothing opening up. 10 seconds left. Captain Liu way downtown. And the referee jumps in and calls a foul on the rebound. Oh, Joby sure tries to be a physical rebounder, and you see that hands from behind by Day.
Well, I think at first, I wasn't sure if Joby thought it was him, but it's not, thankfully.
Back to Joby, and another one.
What can you say? Wow. They need to put 2 guys on him at all times.
What's making it difficult, he's taking all these fading away, step back-ish shots. 2 on Byron Mullins. They'll say out of the baseline, but another time the Steelers try to switch and can only revert to fouling. Look, it was Captain Liu with a push from behind.
Yeah, I would say today Steelers are being physically, defensively against the Kings. I think that was an attempt alley-oop pass.
It was, as 2 Steelers making their way up the floor. So Joby and Mullins the last to join the fray. That's awful. Scooping it up, but
circus shot.
Too much defense by the Kings. Right now, Mullins looks like he needs a breather. Slow either way. To be fair, he has played in every Kings game of the season. Off target with that 3.
Yeah, it seems like the fatigue is hitting his shots a little bit. Putting some effort in.
Captain Liu fakes the pass, and easy stuff by Mullins.
As I said, it is never easy when you have a big guy like that defending underneath the basket.
About to reach 4 minutes left in the corner. Amigo with a tricky step back. Wow.
Oh, wow. I need a replay on that.
That brings Amigo's point total to 13. Captain will try. And a long rebound for the Kings. Amigo trying to make it back-to-back. He does.
Wow, seems like the tide is turning for the Kings here. Steelers are putting in effort, but the Kings are the one that's knocking down the shots. And that was a tough shot. I wouldn't say that was an open one. That was a contested, but
overshot by Weber. Once again, back on defense, Amigo and Captain Liu. Ball bouncing around, it's Day who will end it. Yes, another one. Finally forcing the Steelers to a timeout as the Kings have opened it up to a 14-point lead. And they're doing it with a 3-ball, which is definitely the sign that the Steelers don't want to see. And that's going on their own end.
That is really frustrating for Steelers. Obviously, they're doing a great job closing out, but tough shots like these that Amigo is making, I mean, what can you do?
one thing that's not happening on the offensive end is it seems like the Steelers are not getting the ball inside and forcing the Kings defense to collapse. And then on that end, for the Kings, right now it's a lot of Migo playing and waking up. And that last time, though, was a good team effort off of the pick and roll. And now the Steelers only one full timeout, whereas the Kings and Coach Marchand have pocketed all three for their second half. So we have 2:53 left in the third quarter as we listen into the Steelers timeout.
这个是平行挡人，不是这个挡人。平行挡人让他加速进攻。啊，这两个小细节把它改到空，我们的挡人都没用啊。好嘞。
Looks like Coach Tony was trying to coach up the finer details of that offensive play. Talking about cross screens there. As you see, their second edition translator, Oscar, also providing instruction, was a star player at Jianxing University and had a quick stint as a pro with the Braves and the Ghost Hawks, and found himself now with the Steelers.
Yeah, hopefully the Steelers making that timeout will shift some of the momentum.
Little loop from the mid-range. Steelers were trying to bring substitutions in before the timeout. See if it make a difference now that they're in. Day screens for Joe Lin. Today from the block. So a score and a stop as Jerry from the middle bounces it through.
And with Olujobi subbing out, somebody's got to step in, and it can be a team effort, but Steelers must find other ways. That was a really brave attempt by Jerry.
Nico will try from three. Kind of a lucky bounce of the basketball will go the Steelers' way as JJ poked it out of bounds. This is Chen Wei.
Look at that. Oh.
With the,
I don't think he fully released that ball the way he wanted, but the shot went in.
We'll cover up the back door, so it's Linsuwei with another deep two. And a foul by Southwell on the rebound, and that's the fourth for the Kings. They did have one to give. Or excuse me, on the Steelers. Kings have plenty of fouls to give right now with only one on the quarter.
And right now, Lin Zhiwei has got the big job of defending Mullins here.
They're not switching much as he goes to drop coverage. Goku gets his hand on it. And he just lays it in for two as that'll force the first time out of the Kings in the half. Not quite on the same page. Now, offensively, forcing the road team to call a timeout as off camera, Joseph Lin trying to get a little bit of help as to why he turned it over or how he turned it over. It was Goku will maybe save a little bit of his hops. They do have a back-to-back as we mentioned, so don't know who the import duo will be.
Absolutely.
But always a consideration.
He is running up and down the court a lot, especially on offense. I mean, he is not afraid with the ball. He is a quick one and is quick to cut in too and create opportunities for his fellow teammates for open perimeter shots or even just quick sliding into them in the paint. Yeah, I think a big advantage and something Steelers are doing great is really forcing Mullins to come out and feeding it to the next person who cuts into the post and getting baskets underneath.
On screen previously, 29 years old, 196 centimeters listed height. He went to Colorado School of Mines and had a career-high 38 points in one game at home, and it was OT. Still is the lone import in, while the Kings continue with the same lineup of JJ, Joseph Lin, Amigo, along with Day and Mullins. Joseph Lin over to Amigo, who's got an open look. Another one. Close miss.
And look at that. That was a great defensive effort on Gokul, too. Closing out Amigo.
They get their hands in and cause a turnover.
Oh, he's smiling. I think he's really enjoying playing basketball here. And I think he's adjusting really well to the pace in this game. Finding his spot.
Less than a minute to go. Deep pass to Amigo with Lansov was switched on him. Getting to the paint, pushing it out of bounds as he and new teammate Joseph Lin not on the same page as to the exact spot they wanted at.
I think Amigo thought the ref was his teammate. Right there. That would have been a good pass to the ref.
He was not ready to shoot it, so it's just at and out of bounds. But that is, for the youngsters out there, a basketball concept. When the drive goes down, the shooters also need to get closer to the baseline for an easier pass. But anyways, 3-second shot clock, third quarter clock difference. The Steelers will run their offense. Zue and Salfo at the high post. Jerry picks up the dribble, so it's Salfo from deep range, it rattles in, and the clock will run out as the Steelers, as much as a 14-point deficit, now see themselves climb to within 5 as we head to the fourth and final frame of this one.
What a way to end the third quarter.
Dreamers, Steelers, and it's Jeff Wu and Jeremy Lin on the game preview graphic. It'll be a 2:30 game right here in Kaohsiung Fongshan Stadium. Usually, I would tell everyone tickets available, but not this time, guys.
And we know why. That special someone is gonna play tomorrow, and I can't wait for the atmosphere it's gonna bring.
misses last week as the road teams both playing on the first game of their opponent's homestand as Little Lou starts us off with a 3.
Wow, I mean, today, most of the Steelers' points have come from beyond the arc. And, you know, with a defensive threat like Mullins for the Kings, it's hard back.
And what do you know, Joseph Lin quickly with a 3 of his own. He's now up to 18 points on the game. A little bit of a reaching foul as Captain Liu was trying to find Olu Jobi. Just a simple screen and roll, and Little Lou showing off the better 3-point stroke he's had this season. In fact, he's 6th in the league at 41%.
Man, you just can't leave Joseph Lin wide open.
Lance off for beating one. No go to the line.
I would call this a slight mismatch. I mean, Lan, he has been such an aggressive player today. He's been really physical and aggressive in the paint, offensively and defensively. You know, boxing out big imports, doing his job. A really impressive effort by Lan.
Will be turning 26-year-old soon from nearby Pingtung. Was drafted in the first round of the 2021 Plus League draft. Goes 1 for 2. JJ to Q up top. Jay driving baseline stopped as there's a point of contact foul. Well, as hard as Lansofu works, he doesn't quite have the reach to get the block shot on.
I mean,
nearly 7-foot Day there with his long arms.
Not many people can really close out that.
There's a point of contact foul. Keep an eye out on that. Already 2 fouls for the Kings, 1 foul for the Steelers. Day sinks the first free throw. 16 points on his afternoon. A little bit easier for us in the second half as the drum is moved to the other side of the floor.
I was just about to mention that. They're saying online, I don't know if they can hear the drums, but we can feel it here in the ground level.
Day goes down, but the Kings get the interception. The foul first on the floor, Lansofu again, but this time it's against Quincy Davis. Certainly not an easy task, but the common strategy in the Plus League. Your local big against the best bigs of the other team, Quincy Davis or imports. Slip to the basket. Quincy can lay it in with finesse. So a stop for the Steelers.
Yeah, when you get opportunities like that, you have to execute it. And that's not a tough shot for Q. I'm sure he's done it a lot of times.
Salfo misses from the right corner. So after that 2 for 2 start, combined, a lot of missed buckets as Day pumps it up, rolls it in, and the foul coming up.
Man, Day just has that beautiful follow through on his shot. You know, even when you just look at his shooting form, man, you know he's a good shooter when you have a follow through like that.
That one fouled by Wang Liushan coming over for the help, and has not had a great defensive night. So more free throws for the Kings. Already with an 8-point lead.
Let's see if the drums will face Day.
That makes it 20 points and tying his Plus League personal high. Double screen for Captain Liu, who throws it away. Little driving kick, JJ to put it through. And that's the relentlessness the Kings play with. Missed opportunity is an opening for the other team. This time on the dribble. Out to Jerry, he'll try, and yes, swishes it through, a needed bucket.
Wow, and actually right now, I think Lan has taken up the challenge to guard Q.
And through pass to Q though, today on the left corner. Little give and go on the rebound, so a 2-point lay-in for Day. There's too much length for the Steelers to handle. Kaohsiung trying to make up for the turnover off iron.
And that is a shot you want to create. However, Captain Liu, he hasn't made a 3-point shot since the first quarter, the first half of the game.
Misfire from Joe, keeping the window a little bit open until this errant pass, and you're getting the haunted nightmares a little bit from the previous Lioneers game. Stands a miss by Day there. So as mentioned, the Steelers last played February 5th in the Lioneers arena, down by 8. They made it a game with Captain Liu and Little Liu's threes. Now another turnover, little 2-on-1 as Lee Jingfang was not the best of finishing.
The slow-mo Euro step. Good defense by Jerry, not fouling, but keeping his hands up.
Wang Yushan will go to the cup. His runner was too strong.
Yeah, now Q is as experienced as he is telling Joseph to slow down, since Kings, they do have a lead here and you do want to slow down and make smart shots.
It's Quincy Davis on the putback. That's now a 13-point lead. Certainly the lineup out there is not working for the home Steelers.
Seems like Steelers have to make something happen in this fourth quarter, or else Kings. Oh!
As Lan Xiaofu, who calmly put through the three-pointer and a needed bucket for the Steelers.
Yeah, it seems like today's Steelers are going with the offensive perimeter shot.
But Austin Day quickly with a splash. So much for the bucket by the Steelers, and right now, looking at their bench, they're trying to get subs in, and so do the Kings. No stoppage yet. Already at the century mark, Lan Xiaofu will reach in there and foul just to get these substitutions in. And it's a tough spot for the Steelers, as that's their fourth team foul with just under 6 minutes to go in the game.
And it looks like today's strategy for Steelers, they are just trying to pull up perimeter shots. And occasionally it has been working, you know, when Olujobi has been on fire, but it seems like in this fourth quarter, they have not been able to knock down as many shots as they need and want.
Captain Liu stays in there, trying to mark Amigo with Quincy Davis screening. Moving left, throwing it up there. Jerry chasing it down. Beating Sushi to the cup. Scoring with some power there against actually fellow teammates at Taiwan Normal University. Li Sixun and Chen Yongwei from a traditional basketball powerhouse.
So I guess they kind of know each other and know each other's flaws.
Kind of an excuse me foul there by Quincy Davis for not giving Jamarcus enough landing space. The third by the Kings. Lin Ziwei is playing center. Hands off to Jamarcus. Catching his balance. The fadeaway is in. So again, the Steelers keeping their hopes alive, though they've not been able to close that gap very much. They're down by 9 with our last break of the game. We'll bring you the rest of the action after this. After being down by 5 entering the fourth quarter, the Kings have opened up this final frame 18-14. And mainly doing it on Austin Day, who's 3 for 5 shooting from the floor and has also hit all 3 free throws for 10 points. He's right now the problem spot for the Steelers, and he'll get a rest, and the fresh Byron Mullins will come in for the Kings.
And that's something that the Steelers don't want to see, as Mullins has been really effective front court and back court. Not only is he a threat inside the paint, but he has been making some of his three-point shots today out on the arc.
Zushi and Mullins on the Spain pick and roll.
A little mismatch in there.
Steelers do a good job matching up, but don't box out. A lucky block there on fresh in the game, Big Sushi. Olujobi spinning to the cup and laying it in for 2.
He is a strong man. And 1.
Continuing with his strong performance. Now up to 35 points.
And this is what the Steelers need, you know, an effective defensive shutdown, and then that leads to a offensive play, fast break, and inching in closer onto the Kings. And on the other side, I don't know if you noticed, Mullins was he was shouting for the ball because he had a mismatch against Jay, but Kings did not feed it to Mullins.
And a made free throw. This is Olujobi's highest scoring individual game performance. Kings by 6 with 4 minutes left. Getting the screen from Quincy Davis. The shot to the pass as Quincy Davis dunks it down.
Wow, that is chemistry right there. Davis is so good at helping the guards find space, but also attacking it himself.
A foul by Day on the rebound. So that time, an effort play. As you see, Looked like Joseph Lin almost got blocked, but then good wherewithal to throw the pass through.
And he hung in the air for a little bit, and beautiful vision and pass to Q.
Checking the hardwood, ready to go as Olujobi will step up to the free throw line. Day has 4 personal fouls. The Steelers have 5 players, in fact, score in double digits. Right now, they need it on the defensive end. Two for 2 trip. And then Joseph Lin and Q pick and roll. The long arms backs down the board.
And that was the same play they had on the previous possession.
Jamarcus playing physical.
Oh, wow.
And I don't really comprehend how he didn't think that was a foul. Knocking Amigo all the way out of bounds.
I'm just hustling here. Gave a little too much elbow grease on Amigo.
To educate the fans, it has to be called a foul because if Amigo lands out of bounds, that'd be a turnover. That'd be too tough for the offense to take, but of course Amigo with a sly smile as he'll get a chance at the line. Already hit the first one, second one coming up.
Wow, and I mean with both teams and bonus, you have to be careful on what you do now defensively because every foul can lead to 2 points for other team. So you have to be smart on defense and not to overreach and overcommit to some shots or reach to some passes.
These two teams are above the league average. Steelers at 70% from the line. Let's listen in to the Steelers timeout.
你在这地方，这个是你，哦，这正常嘛，对对对对对，好，这个是右尾，不，这个是字尾，啊，这个是铁米。OK， 带过来，你随时可以走掉，你，当我不要来这里啊。 你就算到了这里，你也走掉。2个埋伏在这个地方，然后呢，志伟，他一走过你，你马上回头去找他的防守。挡人，2个机会，投篮或者上来，他往中间切拿球 ，OK 吗？万一没有了，万一最后都没有了，好，这两第一时间没有人出来，最后都没有了。好，这两第一时间没有人出来，球再给他拉开，上来挡拆打掉。好嘞。
郑志龙 sounds like he's trying to set up a play with number 18 Lin Ziwei as a centerpiece, trying to find an outlet at the high post. That is the last timeout for the Steelers. They do have their 30-second timeout in the bag. Well, 3 minutes left. It's kind of up to the players now. Meanwhile, the Kings have Day, Q, Joe, JJ, and Amigo in. To set that, Marchand has been comfortable with all game. Flare screen as Olujobi moves the handle on it, looking for an outlet. Jerry saves it from going back court. 5 seconds left on the clock. To Jamarcus in the corner. The shot is up and missed. Not giving him any rest. Joseph Lin pushes it ahead.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull up jumper on that.
They're up by 3 possessions and will run the offense. On the handoff, now fires away and a little bit off, a little bit outside. But in the Kings' favor, the Steelers will have to take it out of bounds.
Yes, I think Steelers are still trying to find opportunities to get the ball to Olujobi and getting open shots for him. But he is the man today that the Steelers
taking the bump. Right hand is up and it goes through. Now Olujobi with a 40-piece. Still down by 6. Amigo to Quincy Davis. They bump down. Out to JJ. And he coolly gets another one through. Jayota.
Yeah, the Steelers were putting too much attention. Obviously, you have to go in defensively in your paint, but you still have to go out and close out on the perimeter shot. That is going to happen with the Kings.
This time, Lizzo just needed to adjust to the corner and finally knocks down a mid-range shot. So still a 3-possession game, minute and a half to go. So around the world. Contact and Quincy Davis puts it through.
PLG. What a putback dunk. I didn't think he's got that in him at this age, but Q with the putback.
Covers up Jerry down low. Forces up a tough one, and a minute left to go, 9 points. I think could have been it.
And Jerry was really hesitant. I mean, that was a lot of pump fakes, hoping Q would kind of jump up.
Joseph Lin, not quite with the finishing touch, but the Steelers need to hurry. DeMarcus spins out of it, and they're spending a lot of time to get within 2 possessions.
Oh.
There's a shoot, and leads away. Gets the putback, and the Steelers, with poor awareness, have backed out and will, looks like, concede the possession as the Kings, with Amigo dribbling out the clock, and will indeed not lose 2 in a row.
I have to say, I mean, the Steelers had a good game overall, but could not find a way to dismantle the Kings, who are shooting really well. And they have multiple players on the court that is a threat offensively, while Steelers, they're trying to answer just through Femi, who is having a big day and big night himself.
The final score is 109-102 as the Kings, for now, pull within 0 games behind the Pilots, who will be playing soon enough and have a back-to-back tomorrow to try to hold on to the first place spot. And in the post-game coverage, it's going to be Joseph Lin who will put on the headset and speak with our colleagues on the Mandarin broadcast. Might not said his name that much in the second half, but he certainly was a big influence for the Kings controlling the pace. And number 1 is just about ready. Of course, now in his 3rd season with the Plus League, a 2-time champ. Asked about how the Kings were able to put a little bit of distance against the Steelers.
好，你可以再说吗？对不起。我觉得就防守做比较好一点。就上半局的时候，田明就完全守不住，所以守不住的时候，他也可以开始找队友，然后队友开始投进一样。
So Joseph Lin sharing that defense was the key for them. Olujobi was obviously had a good night, but they made it tough on the Steelers. Now, asked about him being a potential MVP candidate as a statistical leader in many categories.
我觉得就是很感谢，就 教练团，然后队友，因为可以打出这样，就是因为我们的 spacing 很开，然后 spacing 因为就是我们队友就有很多射手，然后教练设定的空间。
Joseph Lin sharing he has to give credit to the coaches and the team for giving him the opportunities and having such good teammates. Now, of course, asked about certain older brother who will be joining the fray soon enough.
我只想他开心打球，因为他可能几年就没有真的开心打球，然后只为他，我当然想他就表现好，可是我觉得最重要的就是开心。
Joe sharing that he just wishes for his brother to have a good time playing ball. It's not been that easy for him.
This has never happened before in our life, so 一定是开心
And it is indeed the first time since maybe some pickup ball back in the States, maybe some of their younger days playing on the same level. But we have one last break before wrapping things up from Fengshan Stadium, where the Kings emerge victorious. A final word here from the English broadcast of Game 59 here in the Plus League. There's the combined team statistics where the Kings eventually maintain their advantage, rebounding the basketball. And fortunately, I would say for us, we didn't have to see a game that had such a high number of turnovers as sometimes it can get. Of course, it's natural with two teams competing. I think what's not shown on the team statistics, but was the impact that Quincy Davis made. He had 6 points and 8 rebounds in the fourth quarter, was the inside stability for the Kings, whereas Joseph brought the outside stability running the point.
For sure, and Quincy, you know, he, especially at the end, we were seeing him doing a lot of pick and rolls. He stayed at the high post and giving opportunities, an option for Joseph, whether it's to lay it up or to kick it out, or Quincy rolled and went into and attacked the paint. And a few times, Joseph was able to find him and make an opportunity out of it.
The pregame for the evening, as shown on screen, is the Taipei Fubon Braves in Taoyuan Arena against the Taoyuan Fuyuan Pilots. That season series 1-1 with the home teams notching the victories. Now tomorrow we have the Dreamers here in the building against the Steelers, and the Lioneers in Taoyuan against the Pilots for the late game. The Steelers, we talked about during the break, did seem to improve a little bit, but they still couldn't get over the hump. So we'll have to look to see what additional efforts and adjustments they make for tomorrow's game.
Absolutely, and I appreciate some of their effort, especially Lan and West, Jay, putting effort defensively, but it just could not make it happen.
All right, well, we'll be back together tomorrow. So on behalf of the 6 teams in the league operations, I've been Ryan Chen, Paul. We'll get another one tomorrow. We need to make some improvements too.
For sure.
All right, we will see you guys in the next one.